Mataji. Hare Krishna, Tiffany Mataji. Thank you so much. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Radharani Mataji, Dandavats. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vardhana from Atlanta, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vardhana Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Radharani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinta Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinta Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Radharani Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Ram.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Meena from Atlanta.
Hare Krishna Meena Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Seema from Doha, Qatar. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Seema Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Radharani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shyama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Shyama Gauri Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
You look beautiful, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Radharani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Radharani Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. This is Kamadika Dasi from Baltimore. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Kaumadiki Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembled devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Radha Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled devotees on the call. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Anita from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Anita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna. I request any other devotees would like to introduce themselves. You can please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirti Dasundari Dasi.
Hare Krishna Kirti Dasundari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Radharani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Valli from Naperville, Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Valli Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Shyama Gauri Mataji, would you like to call Prabhuji? I don't see still him on the call.
Yeah, I'm calling Mataji.
Still then I will on the recording for the introduction.
Hare Krishna Manisha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic Srimad Bhagavatam verse 5.8.20 onwards. Before handovering the call to Prabhuji, I would like to hand over the call to Tiffany Mataji to give the brief introduction about Prabhuji. Please take over the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhu is a disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Being a doctor by profession, he has done immense service for the devotee community and served the society by donating to many projects. For example, Prabhuji donated the deities at the Philadelphia Temple. He had made 3,000 temple units that serve as altars in villages in India, and he also served as temple president of ISKCON, New Jersey for 15 years. He is known for his simplicity and humility. He is also now an initiating guru in ISKCON. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Tiffany Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept our humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your very valuable time and association to us to enlightening on this topic, Srimad Bhagavatam, from verse 5.8.20 onwards. I would like to hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Verse number 20, 21, 22 or just 21? I was told.
20, Prabhuji. 20.
Okay, 20. Okay, 20, 21, 22. 3 verses that I will take. So can I begin now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamshyam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tamsajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadanaaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namah वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. So we'll be reading the character of Bharat Maharaj, Canto 5, Chapter 8, text number 20. अपि स्विदकृत सुकृत मांग आगत्य माम सुखस शेषसि हरिण राजकुमारो विविध रुचिर दर्शनीय निज मृग दारक विनोदैर असंतोषम स्वानाप नुदन. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The deer is exactly like a prince. When will it return? When will it again display its personal activities, which are so pleasing? When will it again pacify wounded heart like mine, I certainly must have no pious assets, otherwise the deer would have returned by now. Purport. Out of strong affection, the king accepted the small deer as if it were a prince. This is called moh. Due to his anxiety for the deer's absence, the king addressed the animal as though it were his son. Out of affection, anyone can be addressed as anything. So just each verses as I go. So this is just to put it in a proper perspective. King Bharat, he retired. He went to means after ruling for I think 10,000 years or. But anyway, in a very still it was a young age. He Rishabdev's son, who is supreme personality of Godhead, Rishabdev's incarnation of Godhead, and he was very qualified. So he gave his kingdom, wife, son. He had a son, so he gave up that, and then he came to near Gandaki River in Nepal. So he was meditating. He had, and so his attention was. So he had his small hut where he was, and then because of this, he saw a deer drowning a little fawn, and the mother died. So he brought him home, and gradually he got attached to that. So his association with other saintly people under Pula ashram was completely gone. His yagyas, his mind was absorbed. So on this deer, and all the time he thought. So if you have attachment to anybody, whether it is a deer or a woman or a man or anyone in the material world, naturally your mind would be diverted. You will all the time thinking of the person to whom you are attached, and you cannot live without that. He cannot get any peace. Prapte Shodashe Kanya Gardhabi, like when a girl becomes like say 16-year-old, then even if she's like an ass, but person who is attached will think that she is a princess. She is very beautiful. So that is the nature. Whomever you get attached, that's what Prabhupada is writing. Anyone can be addressed as anything. You could comment in so many ways, and so in this way, just attachment is very dangerous, because he gave up his sadhana, his so many years of meditation, giving up his kingdom and all the comforts there, and everybody he was adored so much by his name. This the India was when this present India was called Bharatvarsh. That became because of him, and now just see his condition that he has to take birth as a deer later on because of his affection or attachment. You may say association. So there are many places. We will go and read this and then discuss about this association problem or attachment problem or more. That is illusion. It is he should have left the deer on his, like, yes, bring him back when he is grown up, maybe a month or so, then let him go by his own to his society of deer, not keeping, sleeping with him, taking care, feeding him milk, bringing grass. He could himself just like a bird. They live in a nest, and then they bring food for the little birds. But later on, when they are able to fly, they just go away. They are alone. They are doing their own. In any society, whether it is animal or anything, you could remember, you could have some affection for them, but not that you get attached to, or you cannot live without that. Attachment means a kind of thing that you can't live with. That is, you cannot see anything outside thing. Only what you see, that where is my beloved to whom I am attached, I cannot live without him. People may be attached to not only living being, they may be attached to like wine, drugs, some other friend, some other society, some kind of play, gambling. One can be attached to anything, and it destroys your human life, because it is meant for God realization, service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So by our nature, it is all against our nature. One man gets attached to another man, or a woman gets attached to another woman. That's also not a natural condition. People may say anything out of attachment, just like Prabhupada is writing. But what is natural is natural. It should be what Krishna has ordained. These things are homosexuality, or they are never like sanctioned by the Shastra. And we have to go by Shastra. Shastra dharmam to sakshat bhagavad pranitam. Shastra is the verdict of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For what purpose? And so you may say that Brahma got attached to some of the, or his own daughter, that is something we should not be talking about. These personalities who are on a very, very high platform. He is the engineer of the whole world. He created. So are just some single example giving should not make us that yes, we could also do that. Like son goes to a filthy places, and even if he's going to the filthy places, he has the prerogative. He purifies it. So attachment, how it is dangerous. We will read this text 21 and 22 and discuss on that part. Swelikayam mamrsha samadhina आमीलित दर्शम प्रेम संरंभेण चकित चकित आगत्य प्रशद परुष विषाणाग्रेण लुठति. Alas, the small deer. So this is Bharat Maharaj is just saying, the small deer, while playing with me and seeing me feigning meditation with closed eyes, would circumambulate me due to anger arising from love, and it would fearfully touch me with the points of the soft horns, which felt like drops of water. Now King Bharat considers his meditation false. While engaged in meditation, he was actually thinking of his deer, and he would feel great pleasure when the animal pricked him with the points of its horns. Feigning meditation, the king would actually think of the animal, and this was but a sign of his downfall. So even if the deer was hurting him, just like sometimes hurting like they feel pleasure, each other, like the children out of love sometimes scratch the mother or put some wounds or they damage, and they think it is a love. Sometimes they fight, sometimes they quarrel. Without that they cannot live. So all these things are not really natural. It is not conducive to Krishna consciousness. Just like Vishwamitra, after 60,000 years of meditation, just a tinkling bell, not that he did not see Menka, this Apsara, but just by hearing that tinkling sound, he became disturbed. Then he opened his eyes and saw her, and then they made love, they got married, and as if it sanctions everything, whatever he has done, it completely destroyed, and the result was Shakuntala was born, who was married to Dushyant, and there was another Bharat was born to Dushyant and Shakuntala. But the Dushyant was so brave, he could count the lion, the teeth, and hold them. So just as a very, very young age, and that's how he was found by King Dushyant. So there was a curse to Shakuntala because she was in meditating on her, thinking of her husband, and she forgot to give attention to this Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni cursed her that you will forget the person who you are remembering. So this is another example of attachment. That what happened, she had to live alone, means he kicked her out of that her palace, that I never married you. Who said that this is my baby? What is the proof? So he was asking all these questions, when she went with some saintly, some brahmacharis to the king's place, and he did not accept her. Like sometime I tell this story, that like one girl was in attachment, she had so much attachment to a man, to a boy, and then it was Akbar's place where he was meditating or here. So she thought that it would be better just to cross over this boundary wall and go to the other side, because it was a very, very large masjid or mosque. So she just jumped on the wall, and then she did not even see the king who was there with so many guards and his holy Quran. She did not see that. She just put her foot on the Quran and just wanted to see him, meet with him, because of the attachment. Completely, the mind was completely gone. So her mind was there. She was just seeing him in the mind, and she did all these things. So king caught hold of him and asked her, you have done such a heinous activity as whatever without really thinking, where so you know the punishment that you should be hanged right away. Tawheen you have done for king, also for the Quran, Holy Quran. How you could dare like this? Could not you see that? So where was your mind? So she said that my mind was on my boyfriend, but before hanging, king asked her, what is your last desire? She said that, Jahapana, I just want to know, where was your mind? Don't you see? I was reading Quran, Holy Quran. I was. Oh, but if you are reading Holy Quran, why your mind went to me? So you were also not really observing in and Allah. So you have done also. Your mind was disturbed also. So you were attached to something else. Why did you see just with a little thing I did? Your mind should be on Krishna. So that way the mind should be just like when they say man mana bhav, that in the mind you keep Krishna all the time. You think of Krishna, his pastimes, his entourage, his devotees. You think of them. Just like a girl wanted to see the beauty of Krishna, so she got married in Braj, and then people get lined up to see the Krishna when he goes for grazing the cows. So when he goes like this, then many people, they are in the windows, the doors, and the way. So they just line down on both sides of the road. Every day that was the scene. When Krishna is coming, they get out of the home because they cannot take they all the time they think of Krishna. So when Krishna is coming, they want to see him personally. So this girl, out of shyness, she hid herself behind a tree, and she had so much desire to see Krishna at least once. So Krishna also, ye yatha mam prapadyante tas tatheva bhajamya. So as you think of Krishna, then Krishna you want to see Krishna, Krishna wants to see you also. So he caught hold of a baby calf's tail, and then by the desire of the Lord, our Yoga Maya arranged that calf went towards this girl who was recently married. And so now she had a big well, so others are, because of newly marriage, so she had a big well, so she could not see Krishna. So Krishna just went close by with his flute, he just lifted the well, and then her head was down. So by the flute also he raised her chin, so she could just see him, and that was just for a second, and she forgot completely. She was stunned, and then Krishna left for grazing the cows. So now she was brought home. Nobody, like, she was standing there for hours. So people looking where this Bahu has gone. So they brought her somehow. They found her behind the tree, and they brought her, and they thought her. But she was completely mesmerized by the beauty. She was absorbed on the beauty and of Krishna. So mother-in-law thought that let me get her to do some work. So she sent her with some water pot and a rope and a small child also. Because in India there are children in the home because it's always a joint family. So she thought that she will be thinking of the child. She will speak with the child, and she will bring some pot of water. So she went to the well with other friends, but rather than her mind was always thinking, oh, how beautiful is Krishna, how nice, what he is wearing, what is his just dress and everything, and ornaments and everything, that she was absorbed in that. So she started tying the neck of the child, and it was almost just going to put him in the water. She thinking that this is the pot, the child is the pot, child neck is the leg, pot is a round. So anyway, at the mouth. So the girls brought him home. Then they gave her that, okay, now rather than it is too dangerous, the child would have been killed in this way. So they bring him back to the house. Now the mother-in-law thought that let me give her some work like churning, that is in Vraj, churning the yogurt to make butter. So she says that there is a pot of yogurt, please do the churning. So her mind was not in what is yogurt. She just brought a pot, but there was a mustard seeds. So the sound was completely different when she started churning in that. Again, that she must have been haunted by some ghost. So they called mother of they call the eldest lady in the town, and then she comes, and when she sees everything, she hears everything, she says that she has been hunted by Nandaput, that is Krishna. She has no problem, don't worry about, everything would be all right. So this is the way that one should be thinking of somebody, particularly Krishna. But if you think someone else, then we will see what is the result. But rather than Krishna, who is our worshipable Lord, that whom we should be meditating. So what is the result? Let us read text number 22. Asadita havishi barhishi dushite Mayopalabdho Bhita Bhitaha Sapadyu Paratarasa Rishi Kumara Vadavahita Karna Kalapa Aste. Translation: When I placed all the sacrificial ingredients on the kusha grass, the deer, when playing, touched the grass with its teeth and thus polluted. When I chastised the deer by pushing it away, it would immediately become fearful and sit down motionless, exactly like the son of a saintly person. Thus it would stop its play. Bharat Maharaj was completely thinking of the activities of the deer, forgetting that such a meditation and diversion of attention was killing his progress in his spiritual achievement. So this is the Durgati, that we fall down. And Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, everywhere, that this kind of attachment is condemned in many, many ways. Just like the same fifth canto, Lord Rishabdev is teaching to his children. This is 552. Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimukte Vimukte Stamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam Mahantaste Samachitta Prashanta Viman Yavaha Suhradah Sadhoye. One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by attachment, bondage. You just feel that that's one cannot stay or live alive even without that. Always thinking of that, your beloved. So that happens so many times. But so one can attain 552. That is the verse that we are talking about. One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to the highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees, both kinds. Whether you are attached to impersonalists or devotees, whether one wants to merge into large existence or wants to associate with the personality of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. Mahat Seva. Seva means service to the spiritually advanced persons. For those who are not interested in such activity, who associate with people fond of woman and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see any difference between one living entity with another. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. So the human body is a junction. This is in the purport. One may either take the path of liberation or the path leading to hellish condition. So both things, that how you get by attachment to the devotees and service to them, then you advance and go to the spiritual world. And if you are attached to anyone, like whether a woman or a man or a woman or any another thing, and not just like he was attached to the deer, the same result that will cause association, that will cause hellish, like you will see the another door, like tamo dwaram. That tamo means andhakar, darkness means it's a hellish thing. It is not like we want to be enlightened, we want to be in knowledge, full knowledge. Bharat means knowledge. One who is in accumulating knowledge or trying to know. Knowledge means about Krishna consciousness, knowledge about ourselves, who we are. So tamo dwaram yoshitam sangi sangam, that door to the hell is open, wide open. Mahat seva, dwar means it is two times this dwar word is there. That if you do mahat seva, means service to the devotees, pure devotees of the Lord, then door to spiritual world is open. If you associate with something other than devotees, then naturally the door to hell is open for you. So it is, and what is the definition of a Mahatma? Then that is also been given, that they are engaged in, fully engaged, they are peaceful, engaged in devotional service. And they are not anger, Surodaya, Sadhoya. So they are well-wisher of all the humanity. They don't differentiate. Mahatma Nam Sumam Partha, Devim Pragatim, they depend on the Devi Pragati. Transcendental Pragati or Yoga Maya. They are not attached to Mahamaya or Durga. So material attachment and spiritual attachment. We have two sides. One is the spirit soul, that is soul's only condition to जो मैं क्लास दे रहा हूँ, यदि आप ज्वाइन करना चाहें यू कैन ज्वाइन. ओके, अष्ट सखी जो जूम से होता है. ओके, हरे कृष्णा. So these two things are there. We are a spirit soul, not the body. His body has to be taken care. So what is where simple way that you could maintain the body and soul together and use the senses in service of the master of the senses, Rishikesha, Rishikena, Sevanam Bhakti Ruttama, then naturally you are using your body properly. But if you get attached to something, you need attachments, means attachment to many things, attachment to many gadgets, attachment to big house, big cars, expensive things. So many, the children get attached to the toys and they cry and they make so much tantrum, they want those. So everything, and but that leads later on if you start fulfilling the desire of the children, everything, whatever they want, like rich people, they do it. Your house may be filled up with so many toys and so many gadgets, but child would never be happy. And same thing, a man with many possessions, they would not be happy. Happiness is in the heart, and happiness comes from connecting with the source of happiness. Raso Vaisa. Rasa means Ananda, bliss. Everybody is looking for bliss, and source of Ananda is Krishna. So we should be attached to Krishna rather than to anything else, not to even demigods even. Demigods, they may have big power. They are like a big rich man or big politician. They also have a lot of power. Doesn't mean that we should be attached to them. You do your duty and be free from this. We are, this human life is given to us, are crossing over from material world to the spiritual kingdom. So we are on a bridge. Human life is only like a bridge. And we should stay. If we are, say, there is a garden of this chandan, sandalwood, then if you go there, naturally you will be, at least you may not be able to use the sandal, but at least the aroma, the atmosphere would be very nice, and you would be happy, just in peaceful with that aroma. But if you are going to some place where there is brothels, people who are drunkard or drug addicts, you will get affected with those. So even one should not go even to those places. So people go in the nightclubs and they have degraded with all these things, with opulence, that they have misused everything rather than using it for printing books, Krishna conscious discussions, nice drama, nice place. They have started making so many this abnormal movies, and where there is fight and people learn how to fight with each other and how to go and in the gangsters and so all these things are happening, and children are seen with this little gadget, like just little cell phone or computer, and then they get spoiled completely. Their mind would never go. They would not listen to the parents. We have spoiled them. They have certain desire, but they have a human body. We should try to restrict them from using all these things and seeing so many pornography or whatever that they are used to, and so many even children's play also. You may say what children should do. Just something learning through computer, through this gadgets is fine, whether alphabet, but people who never had this, they are they also learn. So what is the need of all these things? Learning through computers, learning through this. You may say it is all there, everybody is using. So use it just for learning, not for entertaining or not getting attached. Without that, children do not even eat. They have to have something. So they are never peaceful, always agitated. So this is a junction, means we have human body is a junction. And so we have to take a path either of liberation, going back home, or path leading to the hellish condition. Both things are available. It is up to the person. So I will just see just the next verse, text number 3 on the same. Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. But he was doing everything for, he will bring milk, he will pick up some nice grass for this deer, and he was meditate on the deer rather than on Krishna. Although he was on such a high level, he was on a Bhav Bhakti level. They are not interested in mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They are not attached to their homes, although they may be householders, nor are they attached to wives, children, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties. So you do your duties properly to maintain body and soul together. If the guests are coming, you feed them, you take care of them, invite devotees, have some programs, go to the temple, have nice car to go to temple or do some service for the temple. So everything you can do, but put Krishna in the center of everything. Not because of the attachment, not just for your name, fame. So attachment to wife, children, you may say that, yes, they are objects of our love, do that. But as a part of duty, as a Krishna conscious duty, like both are together, wife and husband. so grahast and grah medhi. So we should not become grah medhi. Both should conduct things together. Yes, man needs a woman, woman needs a man. That is fine. So you could talk, you could do, but plan for Krishna consciousness, how they could advance, rather than planning for something just to keep the mind. The mind is never peaceful. Manevo manushyanam karanam bandham moksha. Mind is cause for our bondage in the material world, and for millions of years that we will be in the material world, or we are already in the material world. Our mind is the cause for liberation from this. So this mantra, man means the mind, and kra means freeing it from degrading us. And in one just human life could make us so many millions of other lower animal species, plant species. So many species are made just by the mind, just making attached. Even attachment to a child. You take care as a mother. Yes, you take care. You feed, take care, and give them glory about Krishna, talk about Krishna, read them Krishna story. But not that you just give whatever they want, and then you get attached yourself. That without that you cannot live. So Bhakti Yoga means Shravanam Kirtanam. So there are some other verses on fifth canto, not only just fifth canto, but third canto, that is the talks between Mother Dehuti and the Supreme Lord. And he's talking about devotional service, Kapil Dev. So it's I will be just reading from 325, chapter 25, text number 20. Prasangam ajaram pasham atmana kavayo viduhu saiva sadhushu krato mokshadvaram apavratam. Every learned man knows very well that attachment for the material is greatest entanglement of the spirit soul. But the same attachment, when applied to the self-realized devotees, opens the door of liberation. Same kind of like what we read in the fifth canto. Similar thing that prasangam means attachment. Prasangam, ajaram, strong attachment. Pasham, that is the entanglement. So you may say attachment or even association. That proper word may be association. And so it is mostly all these things are in the mind that we have put that has to be there. We have to have like this. We should be attachment to the parties and movies and going. So that should not be just for learning or just for seeing Krishna's stories like baby Krishna. They are nice. Children can see that, but don't let them see these gadgets with so many other things. Like there are maybe some toys or some play, childhood play. Play to learn is fine, but their mind should not be all the time attached to those things. Rather that now children are sent just for association with children at even 2-year age. They sent to kindergarten. Means it is just like a babysitting. Oh, they will have some association. They will talk to other children. They will learn fast. See, in olden days, there were some giant families and neighborhood, and they will meet each other and they will learn more faster and better way. But now where they go, they fight, some disease they catch it, whether it is cold or virus or something or flu, or and they become sick. So Prabhupada says that child should not be sent to school up to 5-year age. After 5 years, you could send to school. Let them learn at home. Through the mother is the first teacher or guru also. So mother and father, parents are the guru. You teach them at home. You love them. You feed them nicely. Give nice education. Like this Radhika Raman Prabhu, he studied at home schooling, and he could finish his PhD at a very young age at high school. At 17, 18-year-old, he finished in college and doing PhD just by age of 20, 21 years. So it's a nice verses, and that clearly attachment for one thing is cause of bondage in conditional life, and same attachment when applied to something else opens the door of depression. Attachment cannot be killed. Attachment, but it has to be attachment to Krishna, attachment to devotees. It is simply to be transferred. Attachment for material thing is called material consciousness, and attachment for Krishna or his devotees is called Krishna consciousness. Consciousness, therefore, is the platform of attachment. It is clearly stated that here that when we simply purify the consciousness from material consciousness to Krishna consciousness, we attain liberation. Despite the statement that one should give up attachment, desirelessness is not possible for a living entity. Means we have thinking, feeling, willing, we have certain desire, but desire should be for Krishna. Like because of Krishna, everything, because of our desires, things are happening. But desire should be something to our ultimate destination, our goal, our prayojan. Our prayojan means what is our goal? Goal should be decided. What should be, not that goal should be that I become a doctor or this. That is temporary. That is just to maintain the body. But ultimate goal, as per scriptures, is the attachment to Krishna, attachment to devotees, going back home, attachment that yes, I will engage in loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So that should be, and then act gradually towards that goal. So that is called Abhideya. So we have relation with Krishna, we have to learn the scriptures, we are part and parcel of Krishna, we are children of Krishna. So unless we know all these things, you may say that these things are not taught. That's why it is a shameful thing that there should be universities, colleges, schools. They should put who we are, why we are suffering, threefold miseries, rather than getting the cause and clearing the root of the cause. Root cause is our attachment to the matter or our material world, that we feel that material world is necessary. In our free, when the spirit soul is free, we don't need this material body. We need it just to take the soul back to Krishna's abode. This material body is there, at least in human form. So we are at a very, we are in Kali Yuga, but there is a good Kalir Doshe Nidhe Rajan Yasti Ek Mahan Guna Kirtanat Eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Paramraje. We could become free from this material attachment, could go back home. Mukta Sangha Param means Krishna's abode, supreme destination. Rajet means to go. We could go there. So desirelessness is not possible for a living entity. A living entity by constitution has the propensity to be attached to something. So we see that if someone has no object of attachment, if he has no children, then he transfers his attachment to cats and dogs. This indicates that the propensity for attachment cannot be stopped. It must be utilized for the best purpose. Our attachment for material things perpetuates our conditional state. But the same attachment, when transferred to the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotees, is the source of liberation. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mool Hoy Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra ka hai. Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy. So rather than he was with other devotees, so he gave up the Sadhu Sangha, and then he started Sangha of his deer, and that is the cause of his fall down. So again and again these things are repeatedly said. And here it is recommended that attachment should be transferred to the self-realized devotees, the sadhus. And who is a sadhu? A sadhu is not just an ordinary man with a saffron robe or a long beard or big hairs. A sadhu is described in Bhagavad Gita as one who unflinchingly engage in devotional service, even though one is found not to be following the strict rules and regulation of the devotional service. Means if he's completely, you may say he's not following the rules and regulation, what kind of sadhu he is. But if he's attached to sadhu reva samantavya, means he should be accepted as sadhu if he's doing in devotional line. He may fall down. But that does not mean that he is, because he is in a normal state. His mind is on Krishna. His goal is fixed. and then he is engaged. But sometimes because of a certain past life or previous tendency, he may be seen as fall down, but he should not be treated as, should not be derided, should not be treated that he's just an ordinary karmi and shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigachyati. So he will become dharmatma because he is rightly situated. Yashasti bhakti bhagavad akinchana sarvair gunair tatra samasate sura. That all kinds of good qualities will automatically come in a devotee. But one who is riding on the horse of the mind is like a horse. Just it gallops, goes hither, or like a monkey. So, Manorathana Dhav, because one is going on whatever the mind is telling, he's running behind it, then he cannot have a good quality. But person who is engaged in devotional service, he will have all the good qualities. So Mahatma is a sadhu. So this is whole talk this Kapil Dev has with his mother is about sadhu sangha and not to have any attachment to material things. Whether it is a woman, deer, or animal, whoever it may be, or so many different substances to it. A sadhu is a strict follower of devotional service. It is recommended that if one is at all wants to realize Brahman or spiritual perfection, his attachment should be transferred to the sadhu or devotee. Lord Chaitanya also confirmed this. Lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hai. Simply by a moment's association with a sadhu, one can attain perfection. So what is this moments of association? What would happen? Because his mind would be on this sadhu. His atmosphere would be clean. If a sadhu comes home, just his one talk or just a little talk, you just offer him food, he eats there, or you just hear him just some few words. That is enough to change your position. Because the aroma from his body, just by seeing, people can change their life. Just one word could change his life. Srila Prabhupada was anywhere he went in this 9-10 years, he met devotees. They were devotees. In Russia, he was hardly for 2 days. Third day, he returned back. And so many devotees, they came. So his chap or that his impression is there and he lives there. So who is a Mahatma? Mahatma is a synonym of sadhu. Mahatma, related devotee of the Mahan Atma. Atma, who is Atma? Everybody is Atma. But Mahan Atma means who is a devotee, who is attached to Krishna. That is Mahatma. So Dwaram Ahur Vimukti, the royal road for liberation is open. Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimukti. Tamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangisangam. So rendering service to the, so Yoshit means woman, and or one who is attached to the woman, or even that person, or Yoshitam Sadhu Sangam. That also the person who is attached to woman, you should not even associate with that person. That also should not be entertained. So Asat Sangha Tyage Vaishnava Achar. And that we should, Asat Sangha means which keeps you away, which is not true or not. Sat means which is Shashwat, eternal, which is spiritual, that is Sat. And Asat is anything material is Asat. So we should give up even this so much attachment or Varnashram Dharma also gradually, that is a slow process. But one who does Varnashram or service to Krishna are understanding very slow process. But engaged in devotional service is a faster road, faster process. Like you are sitting on a Sputnik and going such a speed to go back home, back to Godhead. The aim of this Varnashram Dharma is to enjoy more to Varnashram Dharma, that you go to higher planetary system and enjoy more sophisticated way. The result will be that the sadhu will teach him how to become a devotee, a worshipper, and a sincere service of the Lord. So these are the gifts of a sadhu. If you want to associate with a sadhu, we cannot expect him to give us instruction on how to improve our material condition. People, they go and they show their hands to a sadhu. That is not the job of a sadhu. Oh, when he will get married, what kind of girl or man he will get, whether he will get rich or not, whether he will pass the exam or not. So one should not go to a sadhu and ask this kind of questions. And that is not, neither he is an astrologer nor a sadhu is knows, or he may know, but why to go and waste his time and our time? Just associate, ask him about how I could be free, how I could chant, what is the process of devotional service. Those proper questions about becoming free are just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami put a straw in his teeth and then in between his mouth, and he goes to Banaras, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying, and then he asked that I do not know who am I. Go ami. Kene amaya jare tapat rahe. Why these three kinds of material miseries, Adi, Devik, Adi, Bhautik, Adhyatmik, is bothering me or is troubling me, and how I could be free from all this. So we should go to sadhu and ask them about proper question to be free from this material attachment, rather than getting more attachment. When his lottery will open, so I could enjoy. But human life is short, and we should not be wasting our time in this side businesses. That is not our actual business. So if you want to stop suffering in many millions of lifetime and use it properly, the human life, then that is a door to liberation. So sadhu gives us instruction on how to cut the knot of the contamination of material attraction, and how to elevate ourselves in devotional service. This is the result of association with a sadhu. Kapil Muni first of all instructs that the path of liberation begins with such association. So, and again there is more qualities of a devotee, and they are given here. So this is the process to be liberated from this material world. Sadhu Shastra Kripa Yadi Krishnonmukha hai. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sei Jivan Istare Maya Tahare Chhade. Then only Maya will give you. So it is very difficult to get free from this Maya. It is very clearly that Devi hi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. Mama eva ye prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. If we want to become free from Maya, then one should surrender to Krishna. Then we are engaged in external energy. We are using external energy. We have become Maya Mugdha. Maya Mugdha Jiver Nahi Swata Krishna Gyan. And that's why Ved, Quran, so many things that Krishna has given us to utilize all those things to become free from this material world. And so one has to have like going to the temple, have a spiritual master. So Srila Prabhupada has given such a nice thing that people who were on drugs, living on a naked farms, and how he corrected them. He did not ask that you are very demonic or you don't know, understand, or he did not reject anybody. Whoever came and took shelter lovingly, he taught him the process of devotional service. And then when they got a higher test, they could give up this lower test. And so I will end here. If you have any comments or questions, this means we have to understand that many people they ask that should he just left the deer to his own? Yes, he should have left the deer to his own destiny. Everyone has their destiny. You take care of something, he's an animal. What about another, like your own child, or what you will do? If he's limp or he has yes, you take care, but making him Krishna conscious. Tell him about Krishna Katha, ask him to chant holy name. If somebody cannot chant and read Bhagavatam to him, but just taking a lump of flesh and taking care of him. So should you give it him up? You do your duty as a duty, but your mind should be on Krishna then. Yes, somehow this has happened because of your previous conditioning or previous prarabdha that we were. But whatever condition it may be, anybody can turn to Krishna. Some may say that my husband or my wife eats meat, I cannot go out, or I cannot attend devotee. Just like so many examples are there. Prabhupada's sister, Pishima, her husband was a meat eater. She used to eat fish. He used to eat fish. So she will cook in a different pot, feed him, and then she will be engaged in her chanting. She is a disciple of like Prabhupada's God sister, not only sister, but God sister also. And her guru was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. So she would do that. I met her a few times in Mayapur, and very nice. Looks almost like Srila Prabhupada, but she tells that yes, my husband was a meat eater, but what I could do, I cannot just leave him. So I will cook for him, and not offer, but offer. I will cook for myself and for Krishna, and offer separately. One may say that if somebody is fighting and letting us just not won't allow, what should be done? If such a bad condition happens, then one should just live. Just like this Bali Maharaj left his guru to say that don't give Mati de dana jami, do not give this jamin dan. Then he rejected his guru. So anyway, everybody's aim should be to engage in Krishna consciousness, to develop love for Krishna, and not to get attached to something which is Maya or material attachment. And that's what Bharat Maharaj did that. And then he fell down. He gave association of saintly people, and his association was with the deer. Without him, he could not live. At the end of the Yam Yam Vapi Smaranam Bhavam Tajitinte Kalavaram, he gave up his body thinking of deer, and he took the birth in a deer family. Such an elevated personality. So these are the verses are given to us for remembering or for knowing what happens, what is the result. If you do such and such thing, this will be the result. So we have to see ahead of the time that what would be the result. So you can unmute now, and any questions, comments, we can discuss few things.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful, wonderful class, giving so many nice points, how we should be attached to Krishna with our activities, giving so many examples and stories, and explaining so neatly about like how like the persons or the kids, how they are getting attached with the gadgets or the toys, and that's what like how we have to take the path of hellish planet or the hell planet depends upon our activities or the duties what we have to do, and explaining so neatly like how we have to keep Krishna in our center of all the activities or the duties we do, and attachments of the material things. If we have the attachments in the material things, that is called as material attachments, and if we have attachments with the Krishna or the devotees, then that is called as Krishna consciousness. And explaining so nicely about the sadhus and how and what type of questions we have to ask to sadhus, and how we should follow his instructions. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful, wonderful class.
Thank you
Because
for summarizing everything very nicely. You encapsulated everything.
Thank you,
In
Prabhuji.
just 2 minutes, you encapsulated what I spoke in 50 minutes. So thank you so much. You listened very carefully.
You are explaining so nicely, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for that. So, can we go with some questions, Prabhuji? Do you have
Yes,
some
yes.
time? Yeah.
Little bit louder because you have this earpieces, and so that is good. But
Yes.
I'm not used to use those.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Somebody, whatever they want to ask, I mean, it could be a little louder. That's okay.
I request the devotees, if you have any questions, you can please go ahead. Hare Krishna devotees, if you have any questions or realizations for the Prabhuji, you can please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for such a beautiful class. Your classes are very nice, Prabhu. We are very fortunate to have you today. It was so nice to hear from you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Because you are nice, that's why you like, because you like to hear Bhagavatam and you are so attentive. That's why that is true. I'm just what Prabhupada has taught us. We just present that in that way.
Hare Krishna, so sweet, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Harima has her hand raised. Mataji, would you like
Yes.
to ask a question?
Parima Mataji.
Okay.
Accept. Hare Krishna,
Please
Prabhuji, can
speak
you hear
little bit
me?
louder.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble pranams, Dandavat pranams, Prabhuji. Thank you for such a nice class. I just had the question how to draw a line between showing compassion and getting attached. There is a very to discriminate. Okay, now I'm getting attached, and now I'm actually showing compassion, because we all, most of us, especially when we practice devotional service, we get compassion for people around us if they are in trouble. But then how to avoid getting attached?
Okay. So compassion and attachment. Compassion means you becoming kind. Compassion like somebody that you are helping them physically or emotionally or spiritually. So that is a compassion. If somebody is a poor, somebody is a hungry, and out of like Prabhupada came out of compassion, but his job is to give them Krishna. So real compassion is to give them Krishna consciousness, that they are taking so many births and suffering in the material world. Let me give them Krishna consciousness. So that is real compassion. You may give roti, kapda, makan for people who need, then you may get those things in the next life, but it is not freeing you. See, by compassion, you just entangle them in the material world. It is not a compassion. Like somebody is asking, he's showing that he is a poor, and you pay them money, and then they drink or they eat meat or hurt somebody. So what is the use of that? Compassion is a wrongly placed. Real compassion is to relieve them from suffering in the material world, taking birth again and again in so many species of life. That's what Srila Prabhupada has done. That out of compassion, karuna, that he gave them the real path of Krishna consciousness. What is reality? Who we are? What is our relation? What should be our goal? So compassion does not mean that you just take care of the bodies and forget. So attachment, that means you cannot practically live without them. You just remember that either person or gadgets or some kind of comfort, and without that, that's your aim of life, is to be completely different to whom you are attached. If you are attached, so the attachment and compassion is two opposite things. Compassion is Krishna consciousness, that is real compassion, and attachment is maybe bad or good. Attachment or association, you may say, that should be for Krishna conscious activity and devotees. Otherwise, anything other than that, that is opens the door to the hell. So there is a two different things, attachment and compassion. So Srila Prabhupada's activity are out of compassion. He wrote that poem out of compassion. That you have brought me here, please make my words in such a way that they could take it and they could change and engage in your devotional service. So he's praying to the Lord. So, but so attachment, you may be bad attachment, may be good. It depends on where your mind is going or how what you are trained. So our attachment with the devotees or Krishna consciousness should be there. Manmana Bhav, I gave you the story of that girl who got married in the in Vraj, and then you may say that she was but attached to see face of Krishna. So that's a good. Anything that leads you to Krishna consciousness, that's a good attachment. Anything that leads to lower or hellish planets or going downward, degrading your consciousness. So our elevation means the consciousness should be elevated. Advancement does not mean advancement of material things or material civilization. People say that America is an advanced country and some African countries are very poor, they are not advanced. But there may be, they may have devotees there who may be more advanced than people in US or even in the heavenly planet. So real advancement means consciousness should be on Krishna. That is real advancement. But if consciousness is very low, how I could cheat this person, how I could take advantage of simplicity of a woman and exploit her. So those are, is that an advancement? That's a really fall down. That is degradation. That's not advancement. So attachment to a devotee or attachment to Krishna conscious activity, that is good. And compassion is really means to elevate them to Krishna consciousness. That is real compassion. Out of compassion, you may treat somebody, you may help them in their disease or coronavirus. So that is all right, but that is just for that. But at the same time, inject Krishna consciousness to those people. Means to give them some prasadam, have chant in front of them, ask them to chant, put a tape for chanting or something, give them some book. So that is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj says that even if I go to like hotels or restaurants or serve them even meat, if they could listen to Bhagavatam, then their mind would be changed forever. So Prabhupada, out of compassion, wrote so many books, sleeping hardly 1.5 hours to 2 hours, 1.5 hour in the night time, half an hour in the daytime. And so that's a real compassion. Out of compassion, he could do so much within 8-10 years, writing so many books, he's opening so many temples, schools, restaurants, farmer communities. He taught us how to live simply, how to live around Krishna consciousness, and he still continue our activities in Krishna consciousness. And at the end, you will be able to go, or even if you have to take a next birth, then next birth would be in a human life and you will start wherever you left. So that's such a good, it will save us from so much calamities. But people say, who has seen, let us just enjoy right now. Then naturally they have to see that what would happen. We have to understand, human life can understand those things. It's not that whimsically, yato mat tato pat, or yavat jivet sukam jivet rinam kratva gratam pivet. Just eat, drink and be merry, beg, borrow or steal, just live, and then the body just become ashes. That is not true. The soul does not die. Body becomes ashes, that is true. But soul continues and gets another body according to your consciousness. Like this Bharat Maharaj, his consciousness was deer consciousness. So he took the birth in a deer family. And then from deer, because he remembered the path, because Krishna's arrangement, he was so advanced. Otherwise, from deer, you could go to another lower species. It's not that you become a deer or everybody becomes a deer. So whatever you think, you will become like that. So our thought would be, if we are with Krishna, our thought would be in service to Krishna, devotee's thought, some service. So that should be our attachment. So I hope you understand clearly the compassion, attachment. Attachment may be in a form of compassion, or attachment may be something that will degrade you.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining so nicely. So I request any other devotees have any other questions or realizations to Prabhuji, you can please go ahead. Madranath Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you can unmute Prabhuji.
Can't hear anything.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam. It was a very nice class. I just was wondering, Prabhuji told us about the Yam Yam Vapis Manbhava. But I was connecting with the 6th chapter, the position of unsuccessful yogi. Can you throw some light on it?
Somehow, let me just use some device to hear properly. I think I need my ears to be cleaned, and some it's paining me right now. But can you repeat that 6th chapter of what?
6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna gives the position of unsuccessful yogi, that he takes birth in a wealthy family or a Vaishnava family. So here we connect it with the 8th chapter, Yam Yam Vapi Smar Bhavam.
Tejatante Kalevaram. Tam tame vaiti konte sada tad bhava bhavita.
Yes.
So let me open that particular verse that you are talking about. So what do you want to know about that?
Well, when Krishna says that the unsuccessful yogi who has not completed his devotional service or activities, he gives him birth in a wealthy family, and another yogi on the above level, he gave birth him in the Vaishnav family, so that he can complete his remaining devotional service. Yes. So where we connect this Bharata Maharaj, he got the birth of the deer, and then
Bharat Maharaj just but he remembered because of his being, he still remained as a devotee even in the deer body. He would sit near the, you read that further, he would sit near the devotees, he would never go out. So that was the benefit, that although in a deer body, but he was a devotee in a deer body also. So he did not fall down, go and slide down or from deer to some another. And he remembered and remained a devotee. And later on, he took birth in a human form at a Brahman's house. But he will be very careful that I don't get attached to anything. So he became, although he was not a deaf, dumb or anything, by his talks, he remembered everything and he taught to Rahugan, King Rahugan, Atma Tattva. He gave him, he was going to Kapilashram. But then when he talked to him, he understood that he is such an elevated personality. You should read the teachings of to King Rahugan, or talks between Rahugan and Bharat Maharaj, or Jad Bharat. So we cannot see, it is not the same degradation as any another person being attached. So there is a vast difference.
Right, bro. Thank you. Actually, we read too much, but the essence we receive only through devotees like you, like your grace. So it's a very good association. Thank you, sir. Hare Krishna.
So I request any other devotees have any other questions, or we can end the call here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice class. Thank you.
Mataji. After a long time, I am hearing your voice.
I'm also hearing after a long time. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very beautiful class, Prabhuji, and very nice examples you gave. So we could understand the meaning of all these verses, and very, very important. Why we should not have attachment with the material things. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for coming on the call.
Thank you, Mataji, for giving me opportunity to speak. Otherwise, I would be thinking, or my mind would be on somewhere else. Mind has to be engaged in something Krishna conscious activity.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, if you are otherwise, mind is very dangerous.
Yes, very nice. Very dangerous, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Koti Dandar Pranam. After a long time, we get your association and blessing. Hari Bol, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Your class is always very inspiring, Prabhuji, in day-to-day life also. Hari Hari Gauranga, Dandar Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Gaurav Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, once again for such an enlightening class today. We are so grateful to you. We look forward for your association in future. Let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarupyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patita nam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Granted Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhuji ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for a wonderful, wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, closing.